tonight on this fine Saturday evening. We're just doing a short stream tonight on just really talking anything. I got a few things in mind that I'd like to talk about. We could talk about the upcoming stream on the 29th. I'd like to talk a little bit about spies, possibly some rogue stealth, the effect of guild wars. So I got a few things on the back of my mind. And plus, if you haven't checked it out, I have a brand new video up on YouTube. And if you're not subscribing to my YouTube channel, get on it, man, and hit that notification button so you can get those notifications when I put a new video up. I've been trying to put a lot of content up, so come on in and check it out. But other than that, I hope everyone's having a great night, and let's get talking ashes. So one of the first things, first, we're going to go ahead and we're going to kind of do a blast from the past. We're going to go back and watch this Node 1 video, and then I got Node 2 video queued up. If you got something you want to say in chat, go ahead and let me know. Sorry for those tests earlier. I was doing a few multi-stream tests. Apparently, I guess I have to try to go live first on YouTube, and then I have to have a 24-hour cooldown. So I am now on that 24-hour cooldown. So hopefully my YouTube subscribers, what few there is, because I just started my channel, will now be able to chat with me on the multi-stream. And I also am streaming live on X as well. So I do have 342 followers over there. I don't know if any of them watch Ashes, but because a lot of them are from a former content. So, but anyway, without further ado, let's get to work and let's watch this Nodes video. If you want to say something in chat, please feel free. Never hesitate to use those WAV files that we have with those channel points, guys. Probably going to be working on some kind of silly game, some kind of spin wheel game, which I've had before. So if anyone has any ideas of anything crazy that they'd like me to do or whatever on stream, I'm all ears, and I'll be more than happy to see what you guys come up with. Some kind of stupid stuff you guys have me do. All right, guys, we'll go ahead and start this. I'm going to drink my coffee while we're watching this. This stream will go until I pick up my wife tonight.
My name is Steven Sharif, and I'm the creative director here at Intrepid Studios. Many of you have seen our MMORPG in development, Ashes of Creation. Well, I'd like to take you through part 1 in a series of videos that will explain probably the most important system in the game, our node system. This system is what enables players to develop the world around them, affecting everything from the story of the world to the content that players experience.
Oh, 1 second, guys. I got some feedback here. I must have an open window here. 1 second. I got some feedback here. Must have an open window. Yeah, there we go. Taken care of.
All throughout the world in Ashes of Creation exist nodes. These nodes at first exist behind the scenes, unknown to the players as collection points for activities. These nodes are divided into zones of influence, or ZOIs as we call them, represented here.
I love this, just the basic world animations that they have here, but it gets the point across.
A node represents a specific location where a camp can form and gradually be developed into a village, then a town, to a city, and eventually a metropolis. Every activity a player participates in will fall within a specific node's ZOI, and these activities will contribute to that specific node's development. This is important because only so many nodes can be developed, and certain content.
Now remember that I believe early on that his initial goal was to have 103 nodes, and when they came, was about almost a year ago or something, I think, when they came out with the stream and they said that they were going to enlarge the map, but they had to cut down on some nodes to make some more room for freeholds and such like that. So they're down to 85. I believe that's the correct number. Correct me if I'm wrong. So that's very interesting. And I think that was a good move. 103 might have been a little bit of an overkill. 85 sounds like a pretty good number. I mean, this map is so huge. I'm going to be very interested at the start of the game. And maybe Alpha 2 will, give us kind of an idea what's in the brain of a lot of players. I'm very curious if they're just going to try to develop the very first nodes next to them, right next to the starting locations. And if that, just so maybe they have access to a metropolis. But I don't know if I'm at launch, I don't know if I want to be part of that, because I just think you're just going to get a lot of casuals there who really aren't invested into the node. I would almost, I think you'd be better off to get your alliance and get your guild and stake out a territory and then head that way to all level it up together. And who knows, with an effort, it'll take a little bit longer to get there, but with a concerted effort, you should be able to catch up to people, especially if you're going somewhere in the center of the map, or it's hard to say wherever the starting zones, away from the starting zones, and certainly nobody will be starting on the, probably on a node near the water, I wouldn't think. But it's possible. Who knows? I guess we'll have to wait and find out. Let's go ahead and go back to this.
Nodes develop. This can create conflict between different communities that have a vested interest in the development of certain nodes. When you first enter the world, you will arrive through one of the great divine gateways.
And they said that there's going to be 4. So far, that's what I've heard, is there's going to be 4 gateways. I almost would like them to add 1 or 2 more gateways, but the good thing is that you're, whatever class you're playing, whatever race you're playing, you're going to be able to go to the portal that you want to with your buddies. So you're not going to be separated and have to traverse the whole map to get to your friends, which is a really good thing. Kind of almost like a survival game in a way that you can pick, you know, where you want to go north, south, east, or west, or wherever the starting spawn zones are.
Remnants of the civilizations that once inhabited this world. Your ancestors fled their home in haste, and now an eternity has passed, and these divine gateways have opened once again, leading you back to the world of your origin. As our players begin to explore their surroundings, they will find a world teeming with valuable resources, complex quests, and monstrous foes. In this case,
I have a feeling when Alpha 2 first launches that all bets, because people have been neglected of playing this game for so long, especially since Alpha 1. It's just going to be Death City. Everybody's going to, you know, PvP is going to be on their brain, and they're going to want to be checking out their classes. There's going to be a whole lot of debt experience, I think, on that first week or so. I remember in Alpha 1,
Ladies and gentlemen,
so
welcome to my underground lair.
Hey, thank you, Cherry Kush. I appreciate the follow. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Glad to have you. I remember in Alpha 1, it was absolutely a nightmare. They had to shut it off for a while. Because, so the bot got you already. Wow, Cherry. They had so many problems with people killing each other in Alpha 1, they had to go ahead and shut it down for a while. It doesn't like me. How you doing, Cherry? What's going on? I don't think I've seen you before. You must be new to the channel. I'm glad you're here. Welcome. Are you past Alpha 1 and waiting for Alpha 2, or what's your deal, Cherry? Or just excited for the game and just kind of checking it out? Just getting excited after. Oh, nice, nice. So you're very new to Ashes then. Oh, very good, very good. Well, I got a whole bunch of content on my YouTube that I've been putting up there, so go check that channel out. You can find it. It's the same thing, Hidden Dagger in on YouTube, and I just put up another video today about mounts and how they work. So give that stuff a look. That'll give you kind of a quick overview. I'm putting up kind of a lot of beginner videos and stuff like that for people who are new to Ashes, who are kind of trying to get a feel for things. What's going to make the whole difference in Ashes, Cherry? Well, first of all, let me ask you, what games are you coming from? And we'll start there. Was WoW your first game, or ever? Oh, okay. So you played EverQuest. So you've been around for a while at Eve and ArcAge. Beautiful. Well, Eve is definitely a PvP game. Mortal on. Oh gosh, don't say that name to me. Mortal Online. Oh, did you play Mortal Online 2? Yeah, Mortal Online 2. You did it. I'm having Henrik flashbacks. Oh man. If I had a beard, I'd be stroking it and EPing and yeah. Go boy. Mortal Online. Man, I remember a 48-hour queue for Mortal Online 2. It was so bad. Nice. Well, I think you sound like you might be a pirate to me. You like in the PvP. I'm thinking you might be a pirate or a bounty hunter, one or the other. You might be very welcome in the Hidden Dagger Inn. That's good to know. Are you playing on the private server of Arcage? I played on it for a while. Was unable to get the land where I wanted to because they hit us with that bug where they had the NA was on different time settings. So we tried to put down our land and we couldn't. So basically, all the land we wanted to get got taken. So I kind of lost interest after that. So it was kind of a bummer. So what do you know about nodes so far? Have you been watching some of the node videos? Oh, you're in Archworld right now? Yeah, they used the crypto. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. I didn't want to get into that one, but it's good you're liking it, though. Well, I'm glad you found Ashes, and I'm glad you found a channel. If you loved Arcage, which you apparently do since you're playing Archworld, this is Steven's baby. Steven was a very avid Arcage fan, and there's a lot of Lineage 2, a lot of Arcage involved in this game, but better. No pay to win. That's one of his pillars. Absolutely no pay to win. So you're going to see everything. They haven't done anything really with the naval content as far as showing us, but the naval content, I have a feeling, is going to be very similar to Arcage, where you're going to have the treasure hunting, you're going to have the sport fishing, all that good stuff. They even have one of the castle nodes out, or the nodes itself and castle nodes out on the seas. And remember, the seas, there's no corruption. So it's fair game. You go out in the sea, you're talking the highest amount of risk reward when you go to the sea. So, well, if you haven't caught this is the Nodes 1 episode. We'll go ahead and play this for a little bit, and then we'll follow it up with Nodes 2. And you let me know if you have any questions along the way about anything.
Found some ore to mine, which allows her to progress her artisan class by collecting materials from the world. This other player has begun to harvest wood he needs for building supplies to construct a home on the hillside. As they collect these materials, they are both gaining character experience, while at the same time contributing experience to the node that resides within this specific zone of influence. As players participate in more activities, this node will collect enough experience to advance to the next stage of development. All the activity in this area has brought the base node to stage 1 in its development. We call this the NPC stage. Until now, this node was unknown, but the arrival of these NPCs unlocks access to new activities for the players, and as the node continues
now, we got to
progress
experience
through each
this
level,
real
it will
quick.
attract
We got to experience this in Alpha 1. In Alpha 1, we were able to stream it, as well as we're going to be able to stream Alpha 2. I'm assuming you weren't able to get Alpha 2 access. You know, is my video showing? I don't think it's showing. It is not. Let me go ahead and get that on there. Well, that's odd. Let's see. You can't even watch the video. One second here. There we go. That's better. Yeah, so Alpha 1, basically, we were able to stream it, and Alpha 2, you'll be able to stream it. So if you weren't able to get into Alpha 2, maybe Steven said that there is a chance, depending on how the servers hold up, that they might be able to get more people into the Alpha 2. So if you're looking forward to that, maybe there's a chance, maybe. But Alpha 1, I got to experience the nodes, and they went up to level 3, stage 3, which is the village nodes. And it was really cool how you went out to an area and there was nothing, no tents or anything. So it was basically what you did in that area, chopping trees, killing animals, that actually popped up some tents. And from the wilderness to basically stage node 1 progress. And it was very cool to see the tents come up, and then you'll get quest givers and stuff like that that come along with that process, and it just gets better and better.
more NPCs, which will provide evolving content that reflects the specific node's location. Let's fast forward to a level 4 node, the town stage. Notice that a new monster is threatening our newly formed town. If this node had not been developed, it may have never revealed itself. The world itself is reacting to the advancement of specific nodes. This town was advanced near forests and mountains, drawing the attention of the sinister creatures that dwell within.
One of the biggest things, Sherry, about Ashes is that every server is going to be its own entity. No servers are going to be cookie cutter because it all depends on what the players are doing, what nodes they're going to, and what they're developing. All these areas have their own story arcs, so none of them are going to be the same. So there's metas and stuff like that on servers are most likely not going to happen. So it's going to be a completely different system than any of us are ever used to.
Within. If the town had been formed along the coast, perhaps this fisherman would have caught something more dangerous than the fish you see here. The content that exists in Ashes connects in some way to the location and advancement of the node system. It reaches level 5, becoming a city, and some new events are happening in the world. A bridge has been built to connect this area to a neighboring node. This will add a potential trade route that our caravan system will take advantage of, connecting two neighboring nodes and allowing for economic prosperity for players to capitalize on.
There's the caravan systems.
However, all of this activity has triggered something deep within the mountain. All of this civilization
Yes, very
has
much
awoken an
next
ancient
level.
dragon.
Very much next
The
level.
higher stage a node advances, the more significant events.
I don't know how
story.
much. I don't know how much you've watched, Steven. I mean, there's a lot of content, and Steven, they stream every month with the live stream. So this next one is on the 29th. There's a lot of good stuff for you to catch up on, and there's not a better time to come into Ashes and get involved with it because I mean we're 6 months out maybe from. We know that Alpha 2 is this year. We know that in Q3. We don't know what part of Q3, but we know it's Q3. So this year we're going to be playing Alpha 2, and or testing it. And Alpha 2 is a persistent alpha, which means other than patches, it should be up 24/7. So you're always going to be able to tune in to somebody playing some Ashes too. Hopefully me. But when I'm on. So it's completely different than anything you've played. It's going to have all the best things from all the great games. It's going to have stuff from Guild Wars. It's going to have stuff from ArcAge, from Lineage. The corruption system is basically from Lineage. So the Guild Wars, there's some aspects of the combat that are from Guild Wars. Hopefully there. Personally, I'm a fan favorite of Dark Age of Camelot. Hopefully there's some Dark Age of Camelot stuff in there too. Jerry says, yeah, I was kind of keeping tabs on it since the Kickstarter, but was seeing the caravan video really got me digging into it. It looks like it's almost... It looks good, doesn't it? It when you look at it from first glance, you're thinking, man, this doesn't look like an alpha game. But, you know, Alpha 1, it was definitely an alpha. But I can tell you this, and this is what excited me about Alpha 1, is that was mostly a test of their whole network system and stuff like that. I participated in the castle sieges in Alpha 1, and at the time they were instance, but I want to say that we were doing like either 150 on 150 or 200 on 200, something like that. It was a lot of people, and it held up really well. So that was a bright sign. He even on accident spawned 5,000 bears. And we were actually, you know, we were still able to move. It wasn't great, but we were still able to move. So, I would encourage you to watch all the content you can on Ashes. Bring your buddies in, have them sign up under an account, give them the referral code so you can get some embers if they decide to purchase any skins, stuff like that. Oh, yes, if you... Definitely watch their animal husbandry video if you're into that. It is like in depth, and I'll do one better for you. Go look up a streamer, a YouTube content, Ashes of Relation, and you'll find Dr. Burns there, who's actually a real doctor. He's got a wonderful animal husbandry video, and he's very intelligent, and he'll break it down really well for you. So I encourage you to watch him as well. Rive Genesis, the Golden Feather Tavern, Jamie Chaos, with Jamie and Lace. Yeah, no, he's absolutely wonderful. There's so many good streamers and so many good content creators. We got a really nice community over here. But anyway, let me go back to the video.
Epic world bosses will reflect the development of specific nodes and their location. Our world is designed to react to the players by providing new and exciting chapters to an ever-evolving story. A story that reflects the actions of each server. A story that can change and adapt to provide the players an immersive tale woven by the actions of the community. This dragon is the server's dragon.
The dragons are epic too. We fought some dragons in Alpha 1 and they looked great.
The players now must react to this evolving threat.
Good mechanics, the whole
These players
deal.
are up to the task, and taking down this dragon has again contributed to the node, furthering its development. From the first stage of a few wandering merchants to the
And the
sixth
graphics
stage of
look so
sprawling
much better now
metropolis,
too
nodes
in
redefine the world
UE5.
around them, influencing points of interest in the world, quest lines, story arcs, drop tables and resource pools, even the spawn tables for bosses and NPCs across the world. This cycle of
So if you
leveling,
played
triggering
EverQuest,
events, and
Cherry, then you gotta be a little bit older, I'm guessing, because that game wasn't just right around the corner. Are you an old fart like me? Because there's not many of us left, I don't think. Maybe. Well, I hope so. I'm looking for more like-minded old farts because sometimes I feel alone with all these Zoomers. But anytime I can find someone who's played, the whole gaming evolution. Yeah, I started with the Atari 2600, so I've seen it all. I've got to see it all. Hey, there you go. All right, good deal. Good deal.
Again, is the fundamental cycle of growth throughout.
I'm turning
Ashes of
52 in a few days. On March 4th,
The
I'm
world
turning
you see
52,
reflected
so
on your server
I'm
will
not a
depend
young
entirely
camper.
on where players decide to plant their roots, and the events and structures that fill the world will be a direct result of where and when nodes evolve. Even we aren't sure where players will take things, which makes this project exceptionally exciting for all of us. We focused here on the growth of nodes in order to show how the base functionality works, but in upcoming videos we'll delve into the sieging and possible destruction of nodes, how player-run governments of nodes work, and how regions grow. I hope you've enjoyed part 1. And if
We're
you'd like
still
to get
waiting
involved
for
in
a
our
part
development,
3
you can
nodes.
register on our website
Still,
at
he had a
ashesofcreation.com.
node stream a little while ago, a few months ago, and it was about nodes, and we were all hoping that was going to be part 3. Yeah, well, yeah, it really wasn't. So we're hoping. I think he's waiting till it gets a little bit closer, because nodes are like the whole pillar of his game. It's something that we've never seen and experienced in a game before. This is going to be game changing. People keep saying, is this going to be the WoW killer? I don't know if it's going to kill WoW, because WoW is more, it's more for casuals. WoW brought casuals into the MMORPGs. This is going to be more of a niche kind of a game. A lot of people don't like having PvP or having any kind of a risk-reward system, but there are quite a few that do. I think but on the flip side, a lot of the younger generation never got a chance to experience any of the old school games. So Steven's bringing old school back to the MMOs. Like I've said in some of my YouTube videos, everything tends to come full circle, and that's exactly what I believe is happening with Ashes. Let's go ahead and go to
Or follow us on YouTube.
the next one here. Let's see if it queues up the next one. Right after this ad. Do you have any friends that are going to come join you, Cherry? Have you told your friends about it and come check out Ashes?
Hey everyone, this is Steven Sharif, creative director here at Intrepid Studios.
By the way, on the
Welcome
About
to
channel,
part
feel
2
free to
of
join our
node
Discord.
series.
It's open
If you
to
haven't
anybody who
already,
wants
I'd
to
recommend
join,
you take a
so
look
you
at
can
part
be
1
part of the
in our
community.
4-part video series on nodes. It's a great introduction to the system's overall purpose and design. The Metropolis.
Nice.
The pinnacle of civilization.
What is this? Was that German
The
or
symbol
something
of the
that's in?
power
The
and ingenuity
subtitles?
of the people.
What the heck?
It is wilderness
Oh
conquered,
well, it is what it is.
mastered, and remade in your own image. The Metropolis is effectively the culmination of the node system. It's the biggest thing that players can bring into being, and the final level of civilization's development on this forgotten world. The Metropolis requires a large
Calling my
amount
barista
of
for
resources
another
to
cup of
develop
coffee.
and maintain, and because of how nodes relate to one another, there can be no more than 5 in existence at a time. So you might
Consuela's taking a
naturally
break
ask,
in the
what
background.
does it do? To answer that question, we need to know what civilization offers in general.
Thanks, big guy.
Every stage of a node's development comes with additional services and benefits, and these services really start to pick up at stage 3, the village stage. One of the foremost services that a node offers is housing, and through that, citizenship. And citizenship is a big deal. There are 3 primary means of acquiring housing. The first is our in-node housing. It's
Real quick, Cherry, if you haven't seen the Freehold update, I think it was maybe about 4 months back, 4 or 5 months back, maybe a little bit longer. If you haven't seen the Freehold update, look for that on the Ashes of Creation channel because it's astounding. You thought Arcade housing might have been pretty good. This is fabulous. Just you won't be able to believe it when you see it.
here that players can begin buying static housing. These
Oh
buildings
yeah,
belong
look
to
for
the
that
node.
one.
And as a node levels up, the housing levels up with it. A player will be able to purchase a small one-room house at the village stage. When the node advances up to a town, so does that house. The owner enjoys the benefits of a suddenly larger home. His property size increases, his house is
So basically what they're saying here is if you get into a node early on and you become a citizen of it, or actually I believe now it used to be you have to be a citizen before you could buy housing. Now they switched it back. So you actually have to buy housing before you could be a citizen. So if you go in there right away, now they're going to have apartments, they're going to have inns that you can stay in, they're going to have some property on the node that you can buy, and then they're going to have freeholds. Now freeholds, you don't have to be a citizen to get one of those. But if you go in and you get one of the plots, if you're able to afford one of the plots in the node early, say at like stage level, I think the soonest you can get it is level 3. So if you get it at level 3, you get a good price on it. When it goes to level 4, that building, that house that you have just increased in size and also just increased in money, because if you turn around and sell it, you're going to make some bank, especially if that one, if you hold on to it and maybe it gets to a metropolis. Man, that's going to be some bucks if you want to turn around and sell that one. And that, especially that's certainly an idea if you are looking to make some quick money and maybe get a freehold. So that's a good possibility to a good plan to buy one of those early and watch it progress, especially at one of those early nodes.
is located more towards the center of town, and the square footage of his home has gone up considerably. There's new property available at the town stage, but this new property is more akin to what was available at the previous stage, small and modest. Now when the node advances up further, this time to a metropolis, this all happens again. The player's house, already sizable, grows into a mansion. The number of mansions in a metropolis will be the same number of small homes that were available.
Sherry says, oh, nice, there will be a real estate spec. Oh, absolutely. I believe there's going to be a stock market as well. Keep tabs on. Yep, absolutely. Oh, thank you, my boy. Say hi, Jericho. They can't see you. Say hi. There you go. My barista. Okay. Yeah, there's absolutely going to be some. Now, there's 4 starting areas, Cherry. So you got 4 starting areas, at least currently. So, and it doesn't matter what race you are or anything like that. You'll be able to join your friends wherever you guys decide to go. I have a feeling, as I said just at the beginning of the stream, that there's going to be a whole lot of people that run to the whatever node's closest and start leveling it up. Now, I think gatherers are early on are probably going to be the ones that make the most money, but we'll see. We'll see how fast some of the apartments and stuff like that get swiped up. Actually, you can't even get apartments until the mayor unlocks it. So, and depending on what kind of node you're in, each node has a different mayoral system and how you get voted in. It's very in-depth.
Metropolis's village stage. Only those houses that existed at the village level will ever become these main street mansions. So effectively at each stage the node advances, you will see the existing homes advance as well. This makes getting in early for a node pretty important and introduces a real estate
You said it right there,
aspect to
pretty
owning
important.
in-node property. I know what you're thinking, and the answer is yes, you can sell these properties.
There you go.
These in-node housing options are at a premium, and we expect these to be hotly contested. But if you want to be a citizen, and there are no more in-node housing spots available, you do have some options. For instance,
It might even be worth saying that you and a few buddies, you and maybe your group mates, should just pool your money together, and then you could buy one of those places and then split the profits when you sell it.
At the town stage and above, your node's politicians will have the option to open up instanced apartments. These are internal-only spaces which can be decorated to your desire. Different price points will offer different sized apartments, and apartment rentals will also offer citizenship. They won't have external spaces to build out, and they aren't quite as prestigious as in-node housing, but they'll still offer some housing functionality to those who really want to be a citizen of a specific node. The final type of housing available are our freeholds. These plots of property can be built anywhere within a node's zone of influence, and only after.
That's just a
node
very
reaches
basic
stage
look at the
3.
freehold right there. I'm going to
These
show
are
you the
sizable
freehold
plots
video
of
after
land
this.
that all sorts of structures can be built on. Inns and taverns, forges, smelters, lumber yards, mills, stables are all things that you might find on a freehold.
It's not going to be like Arcade, where all you found were minor houses.
Plots of land are where a player can really get creative with their buildings. Because they're built within a node's zone of influence, they grant citizenship as well. The larger the node, the bigger the zone of influence is, which means more freeholds can be built. As you may know, nodes have 4 different types: scientific, economic, militaristic, and divine. These types unlock different buildings at each level of a node's progression.
So to make it quick, divine is going to be the religious one. Military is where the bounty hunters are going to progress at. The scientific is where there's going to be a form of teleportation to another scientific node. And the economic, I believe, is going to have kind of like an auction house, which is going to be like the only auction house in the game. Everyone else has a local market.
Contributing progressively larger benefits at each stage of a node's development. At the Metropolis stage, these benefits are so wide-reaching that a scientific metropolis will feel very different from an economic metropolis, and a divine metropolis very different from a militaristic one. Not only will these cities feel different, but the regions these giant cities belong to will feel different as well. Different types of metropolises will have specific ultimate bonuses. For example, a scientific metropolis will offer fast travel to nodes within its zone of influence. This is big because there is very little fast travel in the game. A world with even just one scientific metropolis will feel and act much differently than a world without it.
Now, right there he said there's going to be very little fast travel, but one thing to keep in mind, and you can check it out, I have a family video on my YouTube channel, and it'll explain to you, in there it talks about family summoning. There's going to be families in this game just like Arcade. So you will be able to summon family members, which is also another form of fast travel. Obviously, it's going to be on a cooldown.
Similarly, an economic metropolis brings world-changing functionality to the table. Normally, markets are...
Do I think there will be a node controlled by bandits or bad guys? I'm assuming bad guys won't be allowed in the node. You mean like bad guys as in player bad guys, or like bad NPC guys? I think I don't know if a node's going to be, if you're talking about corrupted players, I don't know if they're going to be able to have that many people control the node. Yeah, yeah, you get corruption, and the thing about corruption is the more you do it, you have to work the corruption off every time you do it, and you get stat dampening every time you kill, and basically it builds up. So the more you do it, the worse it's going to get. You get to a point and you're going to start dropping your gear, okay? Normally you don't drop your gear on death, but if you're corrupted long enough, not only are you going to be weaker, you're going to have a chance to start dropping gear. So they kind of try to discourage it. They just don't want mindless ganking, basically. What they're really trying to encourage is guild wars and node wars and stuff like that. Curious if it could be a corrupted control node. I mean, I guess it could. I think you're probably going to see that maybe closer to in the sea somewhere, wherever the water nodes are. I think that probably has more of an opportunity to be like a pirate haven kind of a deal. But remember, that's what bounty hunters are. They bounty hunters will be able to track the corrupted. Now, from what I've been told, bounty hunters cannot enter their personal homes. But, however, if you're a member at the Hidden Dagger Inn, corrupted players are welcome to come in and hang out. And a bounty hunter walking into the Hidden Dagger Inn might be in for a rough time. They are not very welcome. So, just throwing that out there. Because it's the Hidden Dagger Inn. So, all PvPers are welcome at the Hidden Dagger Inn. But we don't need no stinking sheriffs over here. We're lawless. We're like Texas.
Local, and players can buy from and sell to only players who are in the same node. Economic metropolises break that convention, and they have the
Welcome to
capability
everybody who's
build a
watching.
market that
Thanks for stopping in
integrates with
tonight and
all
checking
the
us out. I
nodes in their
appreciate
zone
it.
of influence, providing for a far larger market than any other metropolis could hope for. Divine and militaristic nodes also break world convention in one way or another.
Now, if you love
In other words,
PvP,
everything
Cherry, one of the things to note that to be mayor, they're like, I believe the economic is going to be a bid system. So you're going to, your money is going to be your big deal, how you get mayor there. There's going to be a voting system, I believe. I think that's the scientific. The divine is going to be off your religious, quests and stuff that you've done as far as contribution to that. And the mayor for the military node is going to be trial by combat. So you can actually PvP to have a chance to be mayor of that node, which I think is pretty cool. So there's a little bit of something for everybody.
changes once a node reaches the metropolis stage. Along with those benefits, node type also determines the type of government that
And if you're wondering, what do I get for being mayor? Or owning a guild castle or something like that? Watch the video I just put up on mounts and you'll see.
node has. The most traditional government comes from the scientific node, which allows the citizens to come together and choose their leaders. The divine type allocates its leaders through service-oriented quests that directly help others and their node. Quests that prove their faith and dedication to the node.
Cherry says, yeah, these systems all sound like a breath of fresh air compared to what I've been playing for years. No, it really is. He's doing a lot of groundbreaking stuff. And what is life, right? We all do the same things until somebody comes out and makes some different innovations and puts something different out. And then that becomes the new thing. What Steven is doing, he's doing what a lot of us have said over the time. Man, if I had the money, I'd make a game because these game companies are sucking. And it's true. They've been screwing us for the last 20 years. And ever since, they've just been trying to cater to the casual WoW players, getting their monetization, and they've not taken care of us. And Steven said, the heck with you guys. I have the money. I'm going to make my own game. He's putting his money where his mouth is. And first of all, there's not a more genuine guy. If you watch his stuff, watch his AMAs and stuff like that, he is a very genuine guy. As a matter of fact, one of my friends was in his guild, was an officer in his guild when he was in Arcade, so he knows him very well. He's a completely genuine guy. This is not about money for him. This is about a game that he's making for himself and basically the whole world. It's going to change everything.
Economic type governments are run by an elite oligarchy. These positions can be bought and sold, so if you want to rule an economic type node, make sure your coin purse is heavier than your competition. Finally, the militaristic type is ruled by combat. Whoever are the last ones standing have proven their worth to lead by iron fist and sharpened blade. These warriors can only be removed from office by citizens who are better and more bloodthirsty than they. Once a leader is chosen, they have a lot to do. Outside the basic services that a node provides, leaders must choose what other service buildings to construct, which means they should have a clear plan for what they want to accomplish during their tenure. Some buildings might simply provide a zone-wide bonus to their citizens. Others might provide expanded markets. Some may increase a node's ability to defend against a siege. There is only so much space for these kinds of buildings, so the leadership will need to choose well in order to keep their citizens happy. Along that same line, leaders will need to tax their populations to provide these services, to construct these buildings, and to keep node atrophy at bay. Too much and their populations will abandon them. Too little and the node will decay and delevel. Savvy leaders can supplement their node's income with trade routes and trade agreements with other nodes. Be sure to provide some armed escorts for those caravans. Absentee
Sherry says, I can already see the politics in Ashes is going to be awesome in Eves. Can't wait. No, it's absolutely, in what you had mentioned, you saw the caravan PvP. And one of the things that I think people are missing, or people, they see that, oh, I'm going to have an opportunity to attack these caravans and get free loot. This is true. You will have an opportunity to attack these caravans and get free loot if you win, and then you successfully deliver it to the node. That being said, like you just said right there, politics. I can guarantee you, if you're in a large guild and not some kind of a shitter guild, that they're going to be telling you early on, do not start shit with other guilds. Don't be raiding people's caravans that we're not at war with. There's going to be plenty of opportunity for people to have resource wars, and like if you're noding with another war, you can send all your guys and do harvest all their trees and stuff like that. Absolutely, reputation's going to be paramount. A lot like DAOC was. In DAOC, if you were an asshat, you were shunned, and that's just the way it is. And people didn't want to group with you. So reputation's going to go a long way. You're going to have people who are going to try killing people and stuff like that. And first few weeks, whatever, it is what it is. But it's the ones that continue to cause problems and the shitter guilds and stuff like that. They're going to have a lot of problems. They're going to get on a lot of people's bad side, and it will make a difference.
T leaders need not apply, as every leader can be replaced in the next election cycle. Citizens and only citizens reap the reward of the metropolis, gaining the benefits that their taxes pay for. Additionally, citizens can gain titles according to their position within society. Most of these are reserved for those who have been with the metropolis longest.
Sherry says, have they mentioned anything about character slots? Curious if... No, you'll get more than one. You can create, multiple characters. I think in Alpha 1 we could create, I want to say maybe like 5. There was room. But here's the thing, Sherry. The leveling process it's going to take a while, right? I don't know. And it's hard for me to say this because I'm like an altaholic. I think that I'm going to try my best to stick to one character. Now, I will eventually have a second character, and maybe I'll just do some crafting or something like that on that one. But for the most part, 95% of my time, I want to stay on my same character. Not only for reputation purposes, but I just have a feeling that if you start spreading yourself too thin by playing multiple characters, it could maybe hurt you in the long run. That's just kind of the way I'm getting the feeling on it right now. But I mean, to each their own. Whether I stick to that philosophy or not, we'll see. Usually it works like this. I'm going out there in PvP and somebody whoops my ass and I switch to that class because I'm pissed that I died.
But latecomers can earn their way to the top with enough effort and guile. Only citizens can participate in
I know I can't be the only one that does that.
If their leaders have built marketplaces, citizens can set up shop there by purchasing time from the city. And
you'll be able to put up your own player stalls too, kind of like Ultima Online, which is very cool. You'll be able to have your own taverns, like we're going to have the Hidden Dagger Inn. There's going to be so many cool things in the game.
Paying taxes on the goods they've sold. In Ashes of Creation, what is built can be destroyed. And
you're talking about the caravans. One of the things, if you watch one of my videos, Kara says, Invis is paramount for me. We're talking Invis now. Oh, you're rogue right up my alley. We don't know for sure yet what stealth is going to look like. He has said that it's just going to be a shimmer, and I don't know if you watched the Ranger. Well, you watched the Caravan, so you did see the Ranger camouflage. Now, I'm hoping that, especially since there's some stealth detection that we know that mages have, I am hoping that there is some form of full stealth available. Even if it's just from doubling down on the rogue, where you're doing rogue. If that's how I need full stealth, that's fine. I understand why they want to have it where they have some mage or stealth detection and stuff like that. Yeah, the Ranger. Yeah, it's possible. I'm kind of hope that would be cool. I think the Predator is a Range Rogue. I'd have to look up on my class list to make sure, which is very cool. Um, but yeah, I hope that they, I don't want them to give it for full stealth for, anybody who has a rogue in their first or secondary. But I think a few of those slots should be entitled to full stealth. And scouting is going to be a huge thing in this game. And if you have somebody who can full stealth, that's big. So that's really big. I as long as they just don't make them overpowered, and that's really what it comes down to. A lot of people just hate rogues because they're candy asses and they don't like being stabbed from behind. Get over it. It's all they got. Get good, noob. I mean, try to defend yourself when she gets, perforated an artery or something like that. But you shouldn't take away from the rogues. That's all they got. Sherry says, have you seen any tracking windows like EverQuest used to have? I got to be honest with you, I am not too familiar with EverQuest. I never played EverQuest. I was on Ultima Online, so I can't tell you too much about that one. So just full transparency there. I'm not too familiar with the tracking windows you're referring to.
Metropolises are no different, but we feel that the effort to destroy something must be equitable with the effort to build something. Because of this, the higher level a node is, the more difficult and challenging the task of initiating a siege becomes. That means that sieging a metropolis will be an act of epic and world-shattering proportions.
That, I don't know if you just heard him, but he said sieging a metropolis is going to be an epic event. And it's going to have world-shattering consequences. It's going to be big. Gotcha. Cherry says, gotcha. Yeah, it's a skill that NPCs within a radius around you. Yeah, I don't know if they're going to let NPCs do it. Maybe if you get too close to the node, they will. I know for sure, and you can see it in that Caravan PvP, the mage has something over his head, and that's a stealth detection. I think they'll probably give it to one other class. I hope it's not too far, because, again, stealthers, what's the point of playing a stealther if you can't stealth and everybody sees you? So I hope it's one thing that they keep in mind.
The success or failure of that siege will be written into the history books and likely impact every person on that server. Should it succeed, the metropolis will be deleveled or even destroyed, erasing the global benefits that it once provided, while at the same time opening up the opportunity for another node to take it.
So what's going to happen here, Cherry, is basically when your node is under siege, I mean, this is where I think this game's going to bring maybe PvEers who don't like to PvP, they're going to bring them into this game because all their stuff, like if they have a freehold within that node radius, it can get looted if their metropolis goes down. So they're not going to want that. They're going to want to fight. And everything that can get looted. So if you have any pride at all, and in DAOC it was realm pride, right? Whether it be Hibernia, Midgard, or Albion. In Ashes, it's going to be node pride. If you have, I mean, you can only have 5 metropolises. So if you're at one of them, or any of them, even if it's town or city level, you're going to have some pride in it, and you're going to want to be part of defending that. So, and or attacking another one. It's gonna be epic.
Its place. Maybe one of a
The
different.
only thing that can slow Ash's development down is if they're having problems with lag. If the combat is too laggy. And from what I've seen early in Alpha 1, that's not going to be an issue. But that is something that could possibly derail them. Sherry says, I wonder if our name tag will display in a node name. What do you mean, by your personal name? Or if you're stealth, you mean? I'm not quite sure what you meant on that. I know if you're stealth, your nameplate does not show up. If that's what you're referring to.
Type. Maybe one led by a tyrant, or maybe none at all. Should that siege fail, that means that the hopes and dreams of the
I don't know.
attackers,
That's a
who
good
should be
question
legion
for
in
display
number,
our citizenship.
have been thwarted.
I don't think
And
it
the status
does.
quo will endure.
But it's an
As I
interesting
said in
question.
the beginning, Metropolises are the pinnacle of
You should post that one on the Ashes
They
forum or
represent
check out the
this through
wiki.
their size,
If you
their
haven't checked out the
systems,
wiki,
and through their citizens.
a gentleman named Lex is the one who's doing the wiki, and he does. It might be the best wiki out there of anywhere, and this game's not even out yet, and it's literally, it's got so much information on the wiki. So if you haven't checked it out, I highly encourage you to check out, or anybody in the channel right now watching, check out the Ashes wiki.
Their weight is felt across the world, and once one is established, everything will change. For the better or for the worse? Well, that's up to you. I hope you have enjoyed this overview of the Metropolis. We have so much to share with you about Ashes during our development. Everyone here at Intrepid Studios is so appreciative of the support that you all have shown us, and it means so much to have you with us along the way. Please subscribe to our social media outlets and
He likes to post a lot of stuff on Twitter. So let's see if I can get the Freehold update here. And let's see. Let me type Freehold. All right. Here we go.
If you're a business owner, then animated explainer videos are the best way to capture attention.
Tired of investing so much into your YouTube
Ads,
channel
ads,
only to
ads.
see your hard work go unnoticed? Yeah.
Farming stuff mainly is what we're focusing on.
Right.
We also have a artisan building as well.
That's like
nice.
Halcyonite or something
Station,
like that in the
because we've got
background.
some
That's
good
the
mining
one of
options out here.
the ores that you
Okay,
can
very
mine, which is
cool.
very cool.
And I see you kind of are close to this
Look at the difference in
kind
the
of like
graphics.
ruins.
They look so nice.
with your freehold, I guess. Is there any happening spots around this area for you guys?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we got some mob packs around here. Players are coming through here a lot to, obviously get the this nice resource here. We got some
Yeah, I mean,
Is that
and
why
some
you
people
formed?
some people are crying about the graphics, saying that they're not good enough. What people don't understand is they're not going to be like a single player game. Okay, they can't put those kind of graphics in the game and still have functional PvP where they have mass PvP. It doesn't work like that. We have to sacrifice a little something for gameplay. Gameplay is king. So this looks fine for me. I have no problem with playing this at all. It should last
Your
for
freehold
years.
near this precious resource. Talk to me a little bit about this resource, Corey and or Mike.
Oh, yeah,
Welcome
that's,
to the
so
channel,
this is
everybody.
Halcyonite. It's a kind of a mid-tier journeyman a gem.
Thank you for showing up tonight.
yeah,
Hope
it's
everyone's
just sort
Saturday is
of
going
a-
well.
Something you would use in weapons and for decorations,
Nice.
jewelry. So it's pretty sought after for a lot of crafts. So it's pretty valuable.
I love just its look. I mean, it adds a really kind of magical blues to this area. Wow, this is a beautiful. Now, Bucky, I know why you made your freehold here. This
They
is
have
a
all kinds of
beautiful,
seasons
beautiful.
also,
Yep,
Cherry.
just
They're going to
another
go through
beautiful
all
day
the
in
seasons.
Vera.
They have
Oh my
there's actually a
gosh.
seasonal
You ever get, like,
stream,
afraid of
live
heights
stream
here?
that did
This
it.
is
Very
kinda
cool.
crazy. I think
Not too
actually
bad.
I might have something that could help you with this. Hold on, let's see. Just to bring it up.
These
here.
are one of those
If you ever
special
want
mounts
to
I'm
use it
talking
one
about
day,
if
feel
you're
free
a
to. You're
special
more than
person.
welcome.
Oh yeah.
How'd you like to ride one of
Beautiful,
those?
perfect. Oh, it's
Yeah.
even on theme for the fall weather.
I know exactly. It's a Drake of the Canopy.
Perfect.
Yeah, if you ever want to take him for a spin, just let me know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right? But yeah, there you go. Actually, I'll put him away. He's kind of afraid of heights himself.
Afraid of heights.
So I
Lol.
can mine this. So I've maxed out my artisanship levels through a little bit of a cheat, but
You'll hear that a
have
lot
the
from Steven,
tools,
from a little bit of a
and-
cheat.
oops, do I have the tools? Okay, guys, you're seeing a little bit of a preview of some of the work in progress UI with the artisanship windows, and obviously you have a number of tools here that are possible. This UI, of course, is getting completely revamped. This is just kind of the wireframing for it. But talk to me a little bit about the tool setup. Why is it important to have these kind of tools? How do tools aid you in your gathering adventures?
Yeah. So each gathering profession will have 3 tools. The tools kind of come online as you progress through the profession, and the different resource types for each one of the profession may require different tools. So you basically want to carry around the right tool for the job, and tools along with artisanship gear will have stats on it, so you can itemize.
You can find much more
towards,
info,
how
guys.
gather,
If you haven't
how
watched
fast
the
you wanna
Ashes of
gather.
Creation streams,
Yeah.
come check out my YouTube. I
looks
just
great.
started the
I
YouTube, so
love
it's very new. I only got about 14 videos
destruction
up
of
there.
the actual,
But come check it out and see if there's
is it
anything that you
halcyon
like over there.
halcyon? What is
Hidden
it?
Dagger and
Halcyon.
Yeah, house
on
unite.
YouTube.
Yeah, I
Halcyon.
mean,
Nice.
we sort of set the precedent with trees, right? So we're trying to get similar feelings.
I've just come back to
that the
streaming. I
trees
think
bring
I've
with
only been
our-
doing this
our
again
other,
for about a week and a half.
gatherables.
So
Yeah, it's looking great.
I haven't
Now, where
streamed
is-
seriously
where
for about
is
7
your
years.
freehold?
Ashes of Creation has brought me
Just
back.
over this hill here, off to the left of the path. I think you might be able to see my the house there with the.
You can see it in the background there, Jerry.
Ooh, okay.
Off there, see it?
Yeah, that looks good. How do we? Let's get over there a little bit faster. Maybe we can.
Oh yeah.
What do we got?
It's gonna blow
Oh, I don't
Arcage's
think people
housing
have
away.
Seen the,
Blow it away.
Lightfoot yet?
Oh, these are great.
Let's bring him out.
Freaking
oh,
rabbits.
Look at him. How cool is that?
Peter Cottontail.
Oh, he looks so good.
And yes, you can name your mounts.
I love the eyes. Super cool. Do we know who did this one? Was this Jinsey?
Jinsey is
I believe it was
one of
Jinsey,
their
yeah.
best artists that they have.
Oh wow, this guy's fast.
It's high speed.
It is a rabbit after all, you know.
It's so cool. Wait, we gotta slow it down a little bit. I can't approach at such fast pace to you.
You're thinking of doing the RP hop.
Ah,
Apologize.
yes,
Here we
thank you.
go.
Don't
That's-
trample my plants, please. Yeah.
Oh, perfect. This is great.
The horde of rabbits.
So, what have you geared? It looks like, I mean, you don't have a lot of buildings on the freehold.
Look how big that
for
is,
yours,
Cherry.
but
I mean,
is
that's
that because
that's
you're kind of trying to utilize the
really
land
big.
for farming and
that's
of
like
course,
a
you are
mining
not gonna keep
house
some
and like
animal
3
husbandry
gazebos
system
all in one
That's-
size compared
That's
to
exactly
Arcade.
right. Yeah. So I sacrificed some of the space
Maybe
I could
more.
have used for buildings to just have more farm space, basically. So as you can see here, we got some, we got some sheeps, we got some cows and pigs, and we got some chickens back there, and we have a lot of space for different farmables. So we have wheat here, corn, and then the tomatoes there
Yeah,
as well.
it's big.
oh, this looks great. So,
So much
now,
you can do on them, and you can cater
Mike,
it
when we're
just the
talking
way you
about,
want it to be.
These types of farmable spaces, obviously, as we discussed previously, the customization options for your freehold are really
Now, before we go on to the video, what you need to know about the freeholds is the nodes you can do processing in, but you can only do the best processing on a freehold. So that's kind of where they come in. So, and since there's a family system, you and the family, you'll probably have a processor or two in the family. So it'll be great for them. And if you don't, say you're all gatherers, okay, so you rent it out. Because there's only going to be a few thousand of these available on the server. Not everyone's going to be able to have one. And if people want to be really high in processing and process high level goods, they're going to need to rent one out. So that's also a viable strategy as well.
kind of up to you and what you want to delve into on the processing side of things and how you want to use the space. But players who want to participate in the farming, talk to me a little bit about that system. I mean, the intent, excuse me, to provide this open area space for people to utilize just growing different crop rotations and the livestock, and how does that feed the...
I'm sure there's a large sum of gold. They haven't said how much gold they will cost. There's also a quest line that you have to do when you hit level 50. You can't get them before level 50. And there's also some kind of certificates that you have to get that are bound. You can't have a guild trading you all these certificates. You actually have to do the work yourself, which is a great idea. Because otherwise, I was worried that guilds would just funnel people the mats and the gold and all that stuff, and it'd swipe up all the stuff. So they got to do the quest by themselves. They got to do the work by themselves for their certificates. But they certainly could get help with the gold. But that's only one aspect of them all. So they big brained that. They
so
thought
the
about that ahead
farming
of time, and
is
that was
generally
important.
focused on growing crops like this, and then dealing with livestock over there like that.
He basically said that
that's
owning a freehold is going to be a monumental achievement. Monumental. So it's you're going to have to put in a lot of work. No casual Joe is going to be able to come in there and get this.
Early, what you want to do is gather some seeds from either vendor or in the world. You can gather or find some seeds on the open content, and you're going to come to your freehold, plant them, and then depending on what kind of processing level you have and what kind of processing stations or buildings you might have, you might grow crops like a little faster,
Nice.
produce like better crop rotations, and just generally farm things that's unique to farming produce, like compared it to the in the open world.
Yeah.
I love how the
I mean,
mounts
I just
stay
got a
there
bunch
in
of
the
wheat, by the way.
background.
I apologize, Bucky, on stealing your wheat, but I
No, go
figured
for it. I
you
got
didn't need
plenty. It's harvest season. You know, we got a big crop coming. I need some help getting all the harvest done.
Yeah, it looks super cool.
Yeah, another cool thing about farming too, since it has the livestock, is that it kind of feeds directly into hunting and synergizes with animal husbandry. So, if you're interested in raising animals, taming animals,
Jerry says, I wonder if
you know,
there will be an
farmers will
illegal
have
farm
a use
system
for
like
that.
Arcade. I
Yeah,
hope
exactly.
so, but I
yeah, animal
don't.
husbandry has multiple.
I think I posted about that a long time ago. I don't think there's going to be because there's not a land rush. So I kind of wish there was. But yeah, there's not, as far as I know to date, a land rush. It's possible that there might be some kind of illegal farm system because I think apartments are the only thing that you can, apartments and like the little homes that you can buy around a node, they have some kind of farming capabilities. It's small, like pots and stuff like that. I would love to see that because that was a lot of fun. People doing their illegal farms. I mean, that was major entertainment. I mean, some people, that's all they did was illegal farm, and the other people were always looking for the illegal farms. Yeah, no, exactly. And they're going to have gliding mounts are going to be a thing in this game. So you're going to be able to use those probably to, get up into some terrain that you normally probably wouldn't be able to.
Lanes of ways to breed and specialize your creatures, and mounts and pets are one of the more popular ones, but then obviously livestock as well. So not only can you breed your animals for traits such as like movement speed and health and different combat stats, but you also be able to breed them for desirable traits like fertility, increased harvesting yield, and even increased yield from butchering.
What are you guys doing? Oh my god, that is awesome.
This is
Leave our eggs alone.
Leave
makes
our-
them more comfortable with you taking their
God.
eggs away. So
Leave
Helps
our
with
eggs
chicken
alone.
morale.
Yeah, they won't peck us if we come with their style here.
Very nice. Very nice. I just got some eggs. Okay, now, one of the other things that we wanted to obviously collect player feedback on, and I'm going to open up the inventory just to kind of take a look at the materials resource bag. Talk to me a little bit about how we are implementing resources differently from your general item inventory.
So we're taking an approach from other games, but the idea of resources is gonna have somewhat of a slot base. Instead of having a slot base like traditional MMO, we're gonna look for like a Tetris kind of idea of having different shapes and different stack sizes, kind of like that, to make some interesting choices out in the world, where you have to do inventory management and have a pick and choose depending on like what you have available, what kind of bags you have.
The cattle look great. The pigs look
I
great.
seem to have kind of run out of space. Maybe I can.
What do you
grab-
think about the
have any-
Tetris style inventory system that they're doing there, Cherry? At first, I was kind of opposed to it, but I can kind of see where they're going with it. I mean, so if you're a gatherer and you're out there gathering, you have to have certain mining bags or logging bags to maximize your goods. So if you get ganked, there's a good chance that the person ganking you is not going to have that logging bag or mining bag. So he probably won't be able to fit all your good stuff. So it won't be a total loss. So that's, I guess it's kind of growing on me.
Oh yeah, if you want, you can come put some stuff in the chest in the house.
Welcome
or,
everybody to the channel. Thanks for stopping on in, guys.
Yeah, no.
If you're enjoying the stream, go ahead and hit that follow button.
Oh yeah, I got some extra bags for you. Actually, you can take some from my chest.
Oh, this is,
some
this
upgraded
is
bag.
a nicely decorated home here.
Thank
Oh,
you
you
guys.
have the
Cherry
you have
says,
the
yeah, I guess it gives bags another level of complexity if you want to fit bigger things. Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly what it is. A little bit of strategy when you go out in farming and stuff like that. There's a little bit of strategy to it.
Everyone who I think registered prior to a certain date.
That's the COVID statue that they have.
We granted this item to people, or will be granted to people.
Man, glad
That's
that time's
cool.
over
It's
with.
modeled. Look at that. I think Ryan Richmond actually did the modeling for that, and then John Waynick.
That house looks
Very cool.
fabulous.
That looks
Fabulous.
Yeah,
where's,
I love it.
Where's the chest I can grab?
Right here by the
They
fireplace.
even got a picture of Bucky in there.
Let's see. Materials. Oh, okay. All right. So, what do I do here? Just grab this.
You can just take them all and swap it out. I think.
Equip them. Okay, cool. I have some. Now, this is obviously work in progress UI. This is not the final UI, but this
So what do
kind
you
of
think about
demonstrates
this
the
housing, Cherry,
functionality
compared to
of the
Arcage's
system.
housing?
Go to motionray.com.
An ad.
This
I guess I
video,
didn't
and
subscribe
that,
to their
and
channel. Here we go. There we go.
Let me go over here. What can I do with these sheep?
I think it's way better.
You can harvest them for wool. Shoot them.
My Siri keeps going
This
off.
is not going to hurt them, is it?
No.
No.
Do a good job.
Oh, pretty
Shooting is
sheep.
a non-destructive.
Pretty
crop.
sheep.
Yeah.
Pretty
Give me
sheep.
your wool.
Yeah.
He's got his
Oh,
little,
it gave
he's
me
got
some
his
wool and
shears
now
and
it's
he's
naked. That's so sad.
3 wool he got.
It'll grow back.
Now
Oh,
he's
how-
naked.
So perfect. That's a good point. So it'll
Cherry
grow back.
says, "How
Talk
much
to me a
nicer?
little
Have
bit
you
about
seen any mention
kind
of
the
leaderboards
intent
and
behind
talked yet by the
the
team?"
livestock here
Oh,
and the crops as well,
leaderboards.
like the planting.
Gosh, I think that there is going to be some form of leaderboards. Don't quote me on that, but I believe I have seen talk about that. I don't know if it'll be out at launch, but I believe at some stage they plan to do something with leaderboards in some capacity. Now, there's not going to be any damage meters. I know that. They're going to have all their UI stuff is going to be built into the game, so it's going to be a highly customizable UI. So if you like big numbers and stuff like that, shouldn't be a problem.
And you're placing these livestock on farmable space within the.
But Steven's
within your
against
freehold,
DPS
and then over
DPS meters
time,
because
they
it
mature and
believes it
become
builds a prejudice
processable,
against
or how
other
does that work?
players, and I think he's right.
Oh yeah, that's pretty much exactly it. Certain things like for the crops, for example, you need to acquire seeds first.
Watch how he whips out
which
the
can be acquired
stool when
through
he
a number
goes to
of
milk
ways,
the
but
cow.
Once you plant them, you'll have to water them and care for them, and then after a certain point, depending on the crop itself, would be when you can harvest them, and then you can replant them at that point. And then for animals, different animals have different, sort of byproducts they can get. Like, so for example, from the cow, you can milk them and get some fresh milk.
Oh my god! But they have horns. Are these? Is the right cows?
Oh,
to milk?
there's udders. There's
Oh,
udders down there.
Oh, okay. All right.
There's udders.
Okay. Well, let's see. Oh, I got like a little stool. Wow, that's some rapid-paced milking. Holy
Yeah,
smokes!
Rapid pace milking.
That was crazy. Hold on, let me make sure I got the milk. Oh, we did get the milk. Let me pull it down here. Pull some corn down.
Wait till you see the pig.
Well,
Do
make a
some
little bit of
reorganization
space.
there.
Yeah, kind of just reorganizing things.
Another sort of interesting thing that you'll see with livestock and other types of things that you can gather is you'll be able to kind of choose
Got
the
3
things
cow
that you want
milk.
to gather from it, right? Bucky had mentioned animal byproducts, right? And milk is a byproduct of a cow, and so is beef. So it's up to you.
So is
kind
beef.
Of how and when you want to harvest your livestock in certain ways, and same with plants. Maybe you want to take the corn, and maybe you want to cut down the entire corn plant.
Watch this.
Make room for other crops, and there's different byproducts depending on how you interact with that gatherable. So.
Now this is going to be another point of good player
He's
feedback.
prefacing.
So one, we kind of talked to you and showed you guys a little bit of the systems for planting crops on your freehold, for raising livestock, collecting resources from them, This and then the Tetris inventory type system. But this one is more game philosophy / immersion, right?
I love how he's
And,
bracing people.
What you're going to see now, I think, for those of you who are a bit squeamish, if you want to turn away, understandable. But we're going to get some leather. And what else from this guy?
Meat.
Bacon. Eat bacon.
Some,
Yeah,
just
kinda-
some meat.
Kind of whatever you'd expect from a pig.
Yep. Bacon.
All right. Well, all right. I apologize, little buddy.
I apologize, little
You
buddy.
had a good
Sorry.
long
At least
life.
he's not pulling out the
You
meat
have a
cleaver
good
like
long
he did in
life.
our
Happy
case.
life on the farm, and now
Oh God, go to sleep. Oh, we have to hide the meat. But it's that's sad. Is it? It's just sleeping. Is it tired?
Is
That was
it
intense.
sleeping?
Yeah,
it's,
for
it's
sure.
tired.
It's
It's
sleeping.
sleeping.
yeah. Don't worry. Let's go. Yeah.
Nothing to
All
see.
right,
Oh.
Sherry. I wanted to show you at least part of that video. Unfortunately, my wife is going to be getting off work here in a few minutes, and I'm going to have to go ahead and end this stream. But I want to say thank you for coming in and chatting with me tonight. It really helps the stream a lot when we have chatters. So thank you very much for that and the follow. And I hope to see you again. So I'm probably going to be putting up a schedule soon. I'm kind of feeling out what kind of days people are actually interested in this. Yeah, I hope to see you again. And if you haven't checked out my YouTube channel already, give it a look. And I'll talk to you soon, my friend. And thank you everyone else for stopping in and giving us a look. And everyone have a great night and a great weekend. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.